and this new funding that helps us with the program and to actually provide the webinars and the learning events. And then I will let you introduce yourself, Leo, and go ahead and share your presentation, and then we'll move through it. We'll record the presentation and put it up on our YouTube channel, and so other folks can access it. I guess folks were just got a lot going on today, so we will get that started. Heidi, I'm going to go ahead and just hit record. Can you still see my screen?
Already hit record.
Okay, hit record. Can you see the screen webinar Battleground Breaking Ground?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. The green little deal just disappeared, so no idea what it's doing. But all right, so we will kick it off. I just got record up and running, and let me get a couple things out of the way real quick. Okay. All right. Well, howdy y'all, and welcome to our webinar today. I'm Erin Kimbrough with the Battleground to Breaking Ground program, and we're really excited today to visit with one of our partners and to give you kind of an overview of the agency and what their programs are and how to apply for those programs and how they benefit our farmers and ranchers. This funding is provided gratefully by a USDA grant through the Office of Partnerships and Public Engagement. Our program underneath the Battleground program, which is a Texas A&M AgriLife extension program, is our expanding agriculture opportunities for veteran farmers and ranchers. We're really excited for this opportunity. It provides a lot of learning opportunities for our veterans and other active duty military and beginning farmer ranchers. So it is a neat program that we've put together so we can help you guys get some of the education that we think that you need to be successful and sustainable, as well as to provide you opportunities to practice and gain skills in agriculture production. So the overall goals of this project are to enhance the coordination and outreach of our technical assistance, education, and training efforts by USDA, and to assist the Secretary of Agriculture in reaching that military veteran and active duty veteran farmers and ranchers, and to increase their participation in our USDA programs. So what we intend to do with this project is expand our Battleground Breaking Ground curriculum. We do have a lot of online courses, so if you haven't checked those out through AgriLife Learn, I encourage you to do so. We will put the link in the chat box that says what are the link to the AgriLife Learn platform, and you can look up those courses. We also have them listed on our website. We'll develop our hands-on learning events. In these events, you can gain practical skills in those agricultural production areas, as well as farm and ranch business management skills. We'll also touch on our financial planning, and we'll talk about our climate smart agriculture practices and local and regional food systems. And we also want to raise the awareness of outreach and technical assistance available for our military veteran and active duty military populations. This is part of our 2025 webinar series. We will be holding 4 webinars a year on topics with agencies and organizations that support our population that we serve. So we've already held our Farmer Veteran Coalition webinar. This is our USDA Farm Service Agency webinar. We'll have our USDA Natural Resource Conservation Service webinar in June, and then we'll have our Department of Agriculture webinar in August. All of our webinars and events will be listed on our event calendar, and we've got a few in-person events on there currently, and we'll show you those in just a second. Really want to talk about our hands-on learning events because I think it's really important that we learn the information and then have the opportunity to practice it in real-world situations alongside actual farmers and ranchers. So these hands-on learning opportunities give you the opportunity to actually see live demonstrations and then to practice skills. We'll be developing and launching online courses in lots of areas of production and agriculture. We'll start with the beef cattle and some farm and ranch management, as well as pasture and rangeland management. And then we'll also do working stock course. We'll do a small ruminant course, and we'll do a poultry course. So another neat thing that this project offers is we do provide stipends to offset the cost for attending these events. And we will have those available for at least 10 participants at each event that are veteran, active duty, military, and you can attend up to 2 events per year. If you're interested in attending any of our events, we do have a couple in person. That's the link to our events calendar. We can also post that in the chat. But we do have an introduction to hydroponics course that will be in Kempner this weekend. On Monday and Tuesday, we'll be having a beef cattle workshop here in College Station. That one actually is currently full, but we'll do it again. And then we will have an introduction to agriculture business that includes a farm and ranch tour in May. So all of those links to registration again are posted on our events calendar, and I hope you jump on there and get registered for those. I encourage you to stay connected with us. Our website and our newsletter is a great way to do that. We send out these monthly newsletters on lots of different topics, but it usually includes an events calendar of things that are coming up. Facebook is another really good way to keep track of us. You can join our Battleground to Breaking Ground Facebook page, and you'll be able to see just kind of what's going on there. And we post a lot of events through our Facebook page. If you have any questions, want to connect with us, here's our email, and it's a great way to reach out to us so that we can answer any questions that you have. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. Our presentation with Farm Service Agency. I'm really excited that Aleo was able to join us today. Thank you for your patience. We had to reschedule the last one, so we're excited to be able to visit more about Farm Service Agency. They've been a fantastic partner of ours and of lots of our farmers and ranchers, supported our operations. You know, I myself have been a customer and client with Farm Service Agency now, I think since 2015. So you guys have helped grow my operation and be a successful cattle operation, which we're blessed to be able to share with others. So we love having you guys on, and thanks for joining us today. I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself and about your agency and what you guys have been doing. And I will pull up your presentation and we'll get started.
Yeah, thank you, Heidi, for that. Or Aaron, I'm sorry, for that kind introduction there. So good afternoon. My name is Alejo Sierra, and I serve as outreach coordinator for the Texas State Farm Service Agency. I work for the Texas Farm Service Agency, a state office, which is located in College Station, but I'm actually remote, and I'm actually physically located in El Paso. So I'll be giving a short overview of the Farm Service Agency and what we have to offer. If you don't mind sharing that slide deck, Aaron, we'll get started. I'll probably be turning off my camera as we go along, and then I'll turn it back on at the end for questions. That's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll turn mine off too. So I don't slow us down at all.
Yeah, sure. Can you go to the next slide, Aaron? Okay, so the Farm Service Agency, in short, we call it the FSA. Here's a short overview of the Farm Service Agency. So we are part of the U.S. Department of Agriculture under the Farm Production and Conservation Mission Area. So FPAC, in short, is composed of the Farm Service Agency, which is FSA, Risk Management Agency, in short, RMA, and they deal more with crop insurance. And then it's also composed of the Natural Resource Conservation Services, NRCS, and then we also have our business center, which does much of our HR stuff. So we all come together and we all compose FPAC. We can go to the next slide, please, Aaron. So if you have not yet worked with a local FSA or NRCA office, I encourage you to give your local office a call or schedule an appointment to visit about opportunities that may be available for you. With most programs through FSA, you may be required to have a farm number to get started, and our staff can work with you to get that farm number established. Here are some things to know prior to your first visit and what you should prepare to provide. So, of course, proof of entity, which may include a driver license, social security number or card, or IRS EIN number, employer identification number for entities. Also, a copy of recorded deeds, a survey plat, rental, or lease agreements of your land. It's important to note that you do not have to be a landowner to participate with FSA programs. You can also rent land or lease land. And if you have an entity, articles of corporation, trust or estate documents, or partnership agreements, just any type of document for your entity that kind of forms out or lists the members of that entity. Next slide, please. So once these items are received and FSA reviews them, FSA can register your farm or ranch in the FSA database. Your local staff will create a map outlining your farm or ranch boundaries with acreage figures and provide you a farm number. So they'll go ahead and outline all your fields. They'll outline your property, which will give you a farm number. So having a farm number will allow you to access key USDA programs through FSA and NRCS. It will allow you to vote in FSA county committee elections, and it'll allow you to receive routine program notifications. So it's kind of the stepping stone, or try to get your foot in the door with FSA to get that farm number. Next slide. So FSA has two major categories of offering. We have working capital and disaster assistance. We refer to them as farm loan programs and farm programs. FSA has a variety of loan programs to meet different types of needs, whether it be for an improvement project, expanding an enterprise, getting started or purchasing a farm. Farm programs has a disaster programs for all types of producers and can help farmers recover during natural disasters or even there are serious economic disruptions. Farm program also has programs to offset the cost of organic certification. It has low interest loans for commodity storage of all types. And I'll get a little bit more into detail on all these programs later in the presentation. Next slide. So here's just a quick little overview or footprint of our agency. So in Texas, we have 174 service centers, and we do serve all 254 counties in Texas. Like I mentioned, our state office is located in College Station, and we have over 600 dedicated staff members. Next slide. So now we'll discuss a little bit more about our farm loan programs. FSA farm loans are considered progression lending. Unlike loans from a commercial lender, FSA loans are intended to be temporary in nature. Our goal is to help producers graduate to commercial credit, and our farm loan staff is available to help you through this process. So we'll go ahead and dive in a little bit about farm programs. Next slide, please. So one of our programs is our direct farm operating loan. So operating loans can be used to purchase equipment, livestock, production expenses, refinancing, operating expenses. So operating loans are repaid in anywhere between 1 and 7 years. Items that are used within 1 year, such as feed, land rent, or seed, are limited to 1 year repayment. Depreciable items or purchases such as equipment can be longer terms, and the limit is $400,000. Next slide, please. So now let's take a look into some options for our direct farm ownership loan. So ownership loans can be purchased or can be used to pay land purchases. They could be used for capital improvements. They could be used for soil and water conservation expenses, and they could also be used for loan closing and related expenses. So farm ownership loans can be repaid up to 40 years, and they have a limit of $600,000. So it's a good option if you're looking to purchase some land. Next slide, please. So microloans. So microloans are limited to $50,000, and they usually have a simple application process and less paperwork. There are both farm ownership and for operating microloans. So as long as it's less than $50,000, you could qualify for microloans. Operating microloans can be used for expenses such as initial startup costs, seed, fertilizer, marketing, and livestock. Ownership loans can be used for expenses such as purchasing land or a farm. enlarging an existing farm, constructing buildings, or paying closing costs. The experience requirements have been modified to accommodate applicants. Small businesses, management, and military experience can count towards management requirements for ownership loans, while working with a mentor can modify or count towards operating loan requirements. Operating loan repayment terms are anywhere from 1 to 7 years, while ownership loans are usually 25 years. Next slide, please. So FSA also offers youth loan programs. This program makes low interest loans to eligible youth to start and operate income producing agriculture related projects. The maximum loan amount is 10,000, but that doesn't mean that you have to take all 10,000 at one time. It just means that you can't have more than 10,000 borrowed at one time. So youth are required to participate in 4-H, FFA, or a qualified youth organization to be eligible for the youth loan program. Next slide, please. So FSA has launched online loan assistant tool. This is located on farmers.gov, and it's to provide loan customers with an interactive online step-by-step guide through the farm loan process. The loan assistant tool will help to ensure all loan applicants fully understand the application process and gather the correct documents before they begin the process. This will then help applicants, farmers, or ranchers submit complete loan applications and reduce the number of incomplete, rejected, or withdrawn applications. So it's just a great tool to get started online. If you're not sure if you want an operating loan or an ownership loan, this walks you through that process. Next slide, please. So now we'll touch base on some FSA farm programs. Next slide. So FSA has an array of disaster programs that help farmers, ranchers, communities, and businesses that have been hard hit by natural disaster events. So one of our programs is an Emergency Assistance for Livestock, Honeybees, and Farm Raised Fish program, or in short, we call it ELAP. Is for livestock producers and provides assistance to grazing losses on non-federal land, additional costs in transporting water to livestock due to drought, hauling forage to livestock, hauling livestock to forage or grazing acres, and losses resulting from the additional costs associated with gathering livestock for treatment and inspection related to cattle tick fever. Another program that we have is a Livestock Forage Disaster Program, or LFP for short. Provides assistance to producers who have suffered grazing losses due to qualifying drought. We also offer the Non-Crop Disaster Assistance Program, in short we call it NAP. And it covers crops that are not typically insured through your typical insurance agent. There is an administrative fee of $325 per crop. However, this can be waived for eligible veterans, beginning farmers and ranchers, socially disadvantaged, or historically underserved producers, and limited resource producers. More information on disaster programs, including FSA Disaster Assistance Discovery Tool, can be found online at farmers.gov/protection-recovery. Each of these programs has a deadline to apply for assistance, which may vary on when an eligible loss occurs. You can contact your local FSA office as soon as possible after a disaster for additional information. And then we also have support for organic producers. The Organic Certification Cost Share Program, or OCCSP, provides organic producers and handlers with financial assistance to reduce the cost of organic certification by reimbursing a portion of their paid certification costs. Cost share reimbursement covers up to 75% of certification costs each year, paying farmers up to $750 to certify each of their scopes of the categories, whether it be crops, wild crops, livestock, or just or producers or handling processes. Next slide, please. So beginning farmers and ranchers. So when it comes to FSA programs, including loans, producers may certify to being a member of a historically underserved audience. These designations define rules for participating in programs as well as priority or pools of funding for other USDA programs. Some FSA programs have special provisions to assist eligible producers, such as reduced service fees for NAP or higher payment rates for ELAP. So beginning farmer or rancher is a person or legal entity for which both of the following are true: has not operated a farm or ranch for more than 10 years, and materially and substantially participates in the operation. For entity, and then you can certify this on a CCC 860 form. For entities we requested to be considered socially disadvantaged, at least 50% of their members must meet this definition. Other FSA targeted audience include veteran farmers or ranchers, or socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers, as well as limited resource farmers or ranchers. Program participants can certify on an FSA CCC 860 form to being a member of a qualifying audience. Next slide, please. So receipt for service. So to help ensure that all existing and potential USDA customers are being properly served in local offices, federal law and USDA regulations require that a receipt for service be provided to any current or prospective agriculture producer or landowner who requests, in person or in writing, a benefit or service for the Farm Service Agency, the Natural Resource Conservation, and or rural development. If you're a landowner or agriculture producer, all USDA representatives of the agency listed above must provide a receipt for service to document any approved, denied, or requested service. If you're not given a receipt for service at the end of your visit or transaction, please make sure to ask for one, as it is your right. Next slide, please. So stay in touch. So producers, owners, and others interested in keeping up to date with important FSA and NRCS program deadlines and information are strongly encouraged to sign up for our Gov Delivery. This instant communication system allows newsletters, deadline reminders, and bulletins to be sent right to your email address. So to sign up, producers can either go to farmers.gov/subscribe for email communications. For text alert, producers can text their 2-letter state abbreviation and county name without spaces to 372-669. So if you live in Tom Green County, for example, producers would text TX Tom Green to 372-669, or if you live in Lamb County, Texas, you would just go ahead and text TX Lamb to 372-669. So this is our newsletter that we usually send out. It's county specific. So if you want to receive newsletter from multiple counties, please make sure to subscribe to all those counties. Next slide, please. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. I want to leave you guys with some contact information. So again, my name is Alejo Sierra, and I'm the outreach coordinator. My email address is on the screen, and then our website is on the screen as well, and as well as our service center locator. And I'll go ahead and turn on my camera back on. Y'all see me? And I'll open it up to questions at this point.
You guys have any questions?
And as always, I mean, I could be reached by email if anybody has any questions. I am the beginning farmer and rancher coordinator for the state. So I do work in conjunction with beginning farmers and ranchers, and I could answer any questions they may have. So
I love that. That's what was one of my questions is what other like technical assistance kind of things do we have for our beginning farmer ranchers or military kind of veteran farmers and ranchers? And I know we've got those beginning farmer rancher kind of coordinators. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that works?
yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in farming, I mean, you usually just reach out to us. We do have a veteran liaison, which is he's out in DC. So usually we get a lot of veterans in contact with us through them. And what we do is we really give them a call, kind of see what type of operation they have in plan, see what kind of business they're kind of trying to develop, and then we'll get them connected to some resources. Most of the time we get them connected with y'all, with extensions. We work hand in hand with NRCS, which is our field technical support, which I know you guys have a webinar with them here coming in June. So yeah, we work hand in hand, and we'll get some people out there. We encourage them to visit our local service centers. If they're interested in kind of loans, if they already have property, we've got to get them started right there and there. But yeah, so the first step is kind of just reaching out, and then we'll send an array of resources that we have with our partners too as well.
Great. And so to reach you guys, they contact their local service center, or do you have a list of the beginning farmer rancher coordinators?
It depends by state. So for Texas, they would go ahead and reach out to myself.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and then I work in conjunction with the BFR coordinator for NRCS. So we'll get them connected with them too as well.
Perfect. I love a one-stop shop. That's great. So can you tell me a little bit about this grant is specifically for kind of assistance for socially disadvantaged and veteran farmers and ranchers. Can you tell
But
me what kind of barriers you see either for socially disadvantaged or veterans or just beginning farmers and ranchers in general, and kind of how you and your agency has helped to overcome those barriers?
yeah, so one of the barriers is kind of getting in contact, kind of finding all information all in one place. And I mean, it's a lot of information at once for somebody to come in who's not knowing, coming in blindsided, basically.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the barriers we have. And like I said, I mean, they reach out to me, we kind of get connected with the right resources they need. So kind of depends if they have land or if they're looking for land. But if they have land already, it kind of opens the door for them to get started.
Absolutely. Are there any other barriers kind of noticed? I mean, I'm in agreement with you. I think it's always just people don't know what they don't know. So I think having a person that can just reach out to and tell them what they need, that's a big step in the right direction. But any other barriers or things you can think of that
Now,
that
so
might
not off the top of my head. I mean, each producer's a little bit different. The type of operation they're trying to run. So it's really producer specific at that point.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I'll tell you, I think one thing we see a lot is the education, like knowing what resources are available, but also knowing how to manage things like their businesses and making business plans and those kinds of things. So if you're new beginning, make sure you get that business education and that agriculture production education before you step into it, would be my advice.
Yeah, no, that is correct. So yeah, I mean, bookkeeping, keeping all your finances separate from your personal, is a big barrier for some of our producers too as well. But I mean, once they get the hang, or once they're taught not to commingle those expenses, it gets a little bit easier for them.
Yes, absolutely. And getting it going on the right foot in the beginning is way easier than unmingling when you've been doing it a
Correct.
long time. So that's great. I don't think I have any other questions. Heidi, do you have anything?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Well, Leo, thank you so much for joining us today and for all the great information, all the work you do in the state. So we're excited to get to continue to partner with you. And I know I see the College Station folks all the time. They're at stuff, but maybe we'll get to see you one day too. Get to come to something that we do. And if you guys don't have any more questions or anything else to add, I'll say thank you and thanks to everybody for joining us today. And we'll let you go and we'll get this posted on our on our YouTube channel. We'll send out a survey and post a survey on with that as well. So we can get y'all's feedback and see what else y'all need to know for the future. We'll keep building on the different resources and things that we provide so you guys can build those technical assistance teams.
I appreciate you, Aaron. And I mean, I'm usually in charge of West Texas. So if you guys have any events out here in West Texas, please let me know. We'll get somebody out there to attend.
Awesome. Yes, sir. We sure will. Thanks so much.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Have a good one.
Y'all
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Penny, you can probably stop